Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Hartwell Rogers Field here for this afternoon's non-conference soccer matchup between the Beavers and the Tufts University Jumbos. Babson coming in at 5-4-2 overall, 1-0-2 in new MAC play. Tufts, as per usual, number one in the country, 8-0-1 overall, 4-0-1 out of the NESCAC, currently on a 30-game unbeaten streak. Today marking the beginning of a 3-game road trip for the Jumbos, who will be in the road sky blue and gray striped uniforms. Beavers in their home whites go right to left for the opening half as they await the Jumbos to join them on the field. Game moved up a half an hour. A 3:30 tip time. Beavers winless in their last two. Had a loss last Tuesday against Endicott College. 3-2 defeat in double overtime. Beavers' first loss to the Gulls in 5 all-time meetings, and then tied MIT on Saturday. Outshot the Engineers 31-5, 14-3 in shots on goal. Got their lone goal from Noah LaBelle. As the Jumbos certainly taking their time. Beavers anxious to get underway. 45 minutes up on the board. Starting this afternoon for the visitors is going to be Will Harned. He is 7-0-1 this season. Perfect, or just about, with a 0.51 goals against average and a .733 save percentage. 4 clean sheets in 8 starts, this one being his 9th. Counterpart on the other end. In goal for the Beavers, Steven Heinzelman, senior goalkeeper out of Middleton, Massachusetts. 8 starts. This one is 9th, 1.1 goals against average, .780 save percentage, and 3 shutouts on the year. Again, Jumbos left to right. Beavers in the opposite direction. As Tufts the first one to attack, it's Zach Lane. Down in the corner, gets by one. Quick entry into the box. Lane being threatened from behind. Centering feed. Shot is blocked. Rebound chance. This one blocked as well. I think Heinzelman made the stop. And Tufts wasting no time getting the shot on goal. That one coming just less than a minute in. Beavers sitting tied in 3rd place with WPI and MIT. Out of the new MAC, Jumbos currently in 2nd in the NESCAC, but only because they haven't played as many games as Amherst College. Mammoths at 4-0-2. Jumbos at 4-0-1 in the conference. Tufts will switch fields around to the far side. Played forward for Gavin Tasker, a goal and 4 assists for the senior. Travis Van Brewer play it backwards. Beavers overrun it with Ryan Grund. And we get a foul towards the midfield. A free kick here for the Jumbos. Jumbos ranked number 1 in both polls. 30-game unbeaten streak for the defending national champions. Unbeaten streak dates back all the way to the 2017 NCAA quarterfinals. 1-0 loss to Brandeis. That one came in mid-November of 2 years ago. And have not lost since. Here is Collins, leading goal scorer and point scorer. Dropped it along. Arguello plays it into a positive area for the Beavers. Ziad tried to chase after it, and this will be a goal kick about 3 minutes in, but the Beavers playing on the offensive side of the field for the first time with possession. Jumbos will fool around with it a bit inside their own box. Harned will work it on up, scoring 2.89 goals a game. Tops in the NESCAC. Numbers a little bit lower for them as of late. 4 goals in their last 3 for Tufts. $14 different players for the Jumbos who have scored already this season. 8-0-1. Trying to get into the box. Beavers make a stand at the line. Ian Daly drops it along for Lane. On to Arrow. Arrow with a goal this season. Earlier NESCAC play. Now to be Raphael. Jumbos try to work things toward the middle. Beavers doing a good job bottling up the inside. Now trying to make a run comes Ryan Grund. Grund being pressured immediately. This one's sent up into the bleachers. And the guys in white will have a throw. Trying to work quickly off of restarts. Crompton down into the corner. Jumbos wanted a foul call, not going to get it as Raphael went down to the grassy surface. And now it's Collins. Collins trying to squeam his way out of 3 defenders. Now Goss played it ahead. Little chip forward by Collins. Crompton turns with it. That one out of bounds. Yeah. So Jumbo's 30 games unbeaten in totality, but you got to go all the way back to the end of September 2017 for the last regular season loss. Jumbos haven't lost a regular season game since September 30th, 2017. At Amherst, 1-0 loss. In fact, their last 2 losses being that one and the NCAA quarterfinals that same year were both by 1-0 scores. Into the top of the box, trying to turn with it. That was Joe Braun in the area. A little bit upset with himself. Now Heinzelman with a boot. Sends it a good distance back the other way. Jumbo's early possession battle, but Beavers not too far behind as we click past 7 minutes in. Jumbo's coming off a 2-0 win against Trinity College on Saturday. Got goals from Max Jacobs and Brett Rojas. Outshot the Bantams 21-4 and 11-1 in shots on goal. See that a lot up and down the stat sheet for the Jumbos. Tons of shots, and they don't give up many themselves. Obviously leading to a lot of victories over the last couple of years. 30 straight games without a loss. Beavers just a hair over 500, 5-4-2. Still unbeaten in NUMAC play. Off that loss last weekend and then a tie to MIT. And now the Beavers going to get their first corner kick. Babson averaging 1.91 goals per game. That's 4th in NUMAC play. It'll be Collins. Looks like lining it up with the left foot off that right-handed side. Collins plays a line driver, and we'll do it again. Collins back into the box. Good air underneath that one. This try goes straight down into the ground. Now mile high. Gavin Tasker is there. Tasker flicks it ahead. Back into a crowd of people. Collins trying to scamper out of the crowd. And a foul along the Jumbo's bench. Beavers playing their 3rd of 4 against NESCAC opponents this season. Already suffered a couple of defeats. Lost to Amherst, who's now ranked number 2 in the country. That one on the road September 10th, 3-2 defeat. And then on September 15th, 3-0 loss to Williams here at home. Obviously the Jumbos today, and Connecticut College, another good team coming up a week from today. That'll be on October 15th. Here comes Josephs for a run. 3 goals for him this season. Josephs wanted a call on the trip up from behind, and the guys in orange don't agree. Goss steps it through. Grund chips it along. Ziad sends it into the box. And he gets chipped through at home! It's Alex Crompton who got the head on it off the chip into the box. Harned came out to play it. Got flicked behind him, and the Beavers lead 1-0. So for Crompton, his 2nd goal of the season. And the senior has got the Beavers up 1-0.
Number 6, Yusuf Ziad.
Ziad's got the assist on an excellent floater into the box. And the Beavers up front tallied it as we hit 11 minutes into the opening half. And a 1-0 lead for Babson. This shot from way outside. Crompton scored September 25th, had a goal and an assist in a 6-0 blowout against New England College. Had the first one of that game, proved to be the game winner. He's got the first one here today. Different caliber of opponent. Beavers all the time in the world for the Jumbos and their high-powered offensive attack. But a 1-0 lead is a 1-0 lead. And a corner kick upcoming for Tufts. Back to take it will be Travis Van Brewer. junior midfielder out of Wilbraham, Massachusetts. Van Brewer, the left-handed boot, trying to go to the near post. And a good idea, but Calvin Arrow a little bit short with it. And no danger here for the Beavers. Collins bends it over to Ziad. Ziad got bodied away from it. Ziad's assist, his second of the year. On the Crompton goal in the 11th minute to give the Beavers the 1-0 lead. Van Brewer finds a little space, slides to keep possession. Tried to move it along. Foul came back behind the play. Beavers will fade back and let Heinzelman take it. Heinzelman in 2018 All-Conference selection a year ago. Along with Liam Hanlon, Rookie of the Year last year in the new MAC. Zach Lane, the senior out of Lansing, Michigan, stopped it. Played it along for Arrow. Now switched along for Welsh. Tanner Jameson. Now Crompton trying to drop it along. This one is out of bounds for a toss. Jumbos have only trailed once this season, and that happened all the way back on September 7th. Second game of the year. Jumbos took the 1-0 lead in the 28th minute of that meeting against Williams. Eve scored 2 straight, led into the half. That's the only time that the Jumbos have trailed this year. And they did come back and win with 2 goals in the second half from Arrow and Van Brewer. So just the second time all season, Jumbos have trailed, and they did have that one comeback win. 16 minutes in, shot from way outside. Obstructed. Sent back to the midfield. Here's Arrow. Arrow, some room to work. Chips it in. Defense is there. Tasker along to Lane. Foul's going to be called. Dangerous spot. Appeared to be a good amount of the ball that time. So Jumbo's second meeting with a new MAC opponent beat Wheaton 6-0. On September 17th. Chance here from just beyond 20. This one chipped much too high. And not close. It'll be... It was going to be another corner. I thought that went off of Tufts. But instead, no argument coming from the guys in white. So it'll be Jumbos... Again, this time from the corner. 1-0 Beavers. Too short again. Second straight corner upcoming. A little more air underneath. That's one. Going for the back post. Beavers chip it along. Get it back out. Van Brewer chases it down. Tasker played backwards toward the midfield. Drew Stern is there, senior back out of Potomac, Maryland, will drop it for his goaltender. Harned giving up a half a goal a game. Already doubled that in the opening 11 minutes. .733 save percentage. 4 clean sheets won't be won here this afternoon. It's a team who gives up less than a half a goal against per game, 0.43. First in the conference, top 10 in the entire NCAA. Six total shutouts as a team. Only had to make 13 saves, by far the fewest in the NESCAC, because they don't see a lot of opposition offense. Six to 2 shots right now, 1-1 in shots on goal, and a 1-0 lead for the home team. Less than 26 to go in the opening half. Jumbos still undefeated. They've been that way since a long time ago. Arrow giving him a lot of space in the middle. Centering feed, deflects in on Heinzelman. Nothing dangerous there. This afternoon marks the final non-conference matchup of the season for the Jumbos. 4-0 in non-conference games so far to this point. First time that they've trailed outside the conference this year. 25 minutes to go in the opening half. Beavers trying to spring some more offense. All right, quick attack. Kind of going to be the MO for the Beavers probably here in this game. Collins drifts it ahead. Josephs stops along with it. Collins trying to make a run for it. Collins wanted a call, but there wasn't much contact there. That was a good non-call. Now line drive pass settled down by Tasker. Tasker plays it backwards. Van Brewer. Rojas scored against Trinity last time out. Tried to nutmeg a man. Want to get a call, wouldn't get it. And a goal kick upcoming.
Now in for Tufts, number 15, Alex Ratson.
Heinzelman send this one all the way ahead for Crompton. Collins running out of space quickly. Good size with Arrow. Comes in listed at 6'3". Long pass, top of the box. Off 3 heads in a row. Joseph steps down with it. Ziad on the wing. Ziad with a quick acceleration, sends it middle. And somehow stays in bounds. Goss. Backwards for Grund. Beavers trying to work it down the sideline. And a clean check. in the corner, out of bounds, but a corner kick upcoming for Babson. As we get substitution, Arguello's going to head out. In comes Ross Shello, sophomore out of Miami.
Number 17 for Tufts. Now in for Babson,
Beavers set it back into the towards the cage,
in
and
for Tufts, number 17 Zach Seigelstein.
Arnett contacted on his way towards it. Today marking the beginning of 3 straight road games for Tufts. They'll play back-to-backs this weekend. Back inside the conference. Beavers will also be back in the conference on Saturday. They'll be on the road, won't have to travel far to Emerson. Jumbo's trying to find an equalizer shot. Oh, a save is made. Rebound chance. Still saved. Another one. Heinzelman kept it out. Excellent first stop. And then the defense got in the way initially. Second one came in as well. And just enough kind of interference on the 6-yard line. That 6-yard box did the trick defensively. A couple big saves in a row. Now 3 for Heinzelman.
The shot by 17 was 2.
Beavers giving up 1.16 goals against per game. So their scoring offense and scoring defense ranked 4th in the NUMAC. Heinzelman comes into cradle. And now here's Collins with a lot of vacancy in front of him. Ahead for Josephs. Josephs in stride. Into the box. Josephs off the side of the net. Well, that one deflected. It's going to be a corner kick. Centering feed, no one's there. Alex Ratson with a head of steam. Play backwards, Goss. Up under the body of Josephs. The defense is there. Toss back in by Tufts. 1-0 lead for the Beavers. Second goal of the season for Alex Crompton. Senior with 7 points now. More importantly, a 1-0 lead for the Beavers against the number 1 ranked and defending national champion Tufts Jumbos. Tufts coming off of a 2-0 win on Saturday. Long ball into the box, gets down to the ground. Chance there, they score! It was an absolute bullet. It's Keenan who fires it into the back of the net, and it's 2-0 Babson. Keenan's second of the year himself.
Babson goal scored by number 14, Eamon Keenan.
And 2-0 Beavers with 18.5 minutes to go in the first half. At no point this season have the Jumbos trailed by 2. In fact, the lead lasted only about 20 minutes for Williams, and now the push is undoubtedly going to come from Tufts. Pass behind the intended target. Drew Stern went to track it down. Babson leads 2-0. Beavers have given up 3 goals 3 times this year. Only allowed 3 once last season. That was to this Tufts team. 5 shutouts. Ranked 2nd in the conference for the Beavers. But averaging, giving up only 1.16 and already 2 on the board. Again, it's the first time all year that Tufts has trailed by 2. And it's just the second time that they've given up 2. In a 3-2 win, gave up 2 at Williams in that one other game that they trailed. Came back to win that one. So unfamiliar ground for Tufts. 16.5 minutes to go in the half. Beavers lead 2-0. Crompton with his second in the 11th minute. Keenan with his second in the 27th minute. 2 shots on target for the Jumbos and 2 goals. Or for the Beavers, I should say. Set piece into the box. Some good ups from Goss. Little push, playing off the back, and a free kick. Upcoming here for Babson. Got to be aware of all these high balls coming to the top of the box. That's where the Beavers have been dangerous this afternoon. One was a flick on an entry pass by Ziad. The other one was a shot towards the top of the box. "15 minutes to play in the opening half. Beavers trying to find their 6th win of the year. 5-4-2 overall. We've had 2 straight games that have gone to extra time. Not looking to do that today. Collins off his chest, the Babson lettering there. Ziad, little hesitation, then he accelerates. Drew Stern on the defensive play for the blue and gray. Gotta wonder if the fact that they're playing on real grass here this afternoon has anything to do with the somewhat slow start for the Jumbos. Typically used to playing, well, they will play sometimes on real grass at home, sometimes on the surface. Centering feed. Couple of heads back towards the middle. Beavers trying to escape. Van Brewer couldn't step to and get a shot off. Babson looking for a call, and they'll get it. Tufts has been playing mostly on Bellow Field at home, that being a turf surface. I've played on grass in the past at home. Maybe a little bit slower than they're used to this season. But they're not used to anything as far as being down 2-0. Josephs heads it forward, out of bounds. It's a Tufts team who won 18 games last year, 8 in the conference.
Now in for Babson, number 12, Robert Gunn, and number 20, Samuel Smith.
18-0-3 overall.
Number 6, Derek Eng, and number 14, Zach Trevorrow.
We're the 2018 NCAA National Champions. 2-1 win against Calvin College down in Greensboro, North Carolina, for their third national championship. Actually did it after not advancing in the NESCAC quarterfinals. Had a 0-0 tie with Colby College before the Mules advanced on penalty kicks. Had 3 All-Americans, 5 All-Conference honorees, and returned 4. "30 straight games without a loss." That is in jeopardy this afternoon. Just over 11 minutes to play in this opening half.
Now in for Babson, number 30, Wyatt Clancy.
Clancy into the game. It's his first touch. Jumbo stepping along. Sigelstein. Back into the box. Up ball. Taken backwards by Tufts. Raphael. Towards his goaltender in red this afternoon. Arrow identifies Ian Daly coming along here. Daly sends it into the box. No one's there except for Heinzelman. Collins. Kind of loops around to the outside. Curling back, Goss. Touched it for Shello. Out of bounds.
Number 3, Ben Holman, and number 9, Rodrigo Madiedo. In for Tufts, number 9, Max Jacobs, and number 28, Ian Sinkowitz.
Less than 9 minutes to go in the first half. Beavers leading 2-0 against number 1 ranked Tufts. 30 straight games unbeaten. Streak potentially in jeopardy. Beavers did get up 3 to the Jumbos last year. It's now the 18th meeting between these two. Jumbos have won the last 3. Tufts was ranked 5 in one poll, 4 in the other during the meeting last year. That one in Medford, 3-1 win for Tufts. Outshot the Beavers 16-5. Had goals from Tasker, Raphael, and Lane. Noah Parker scored for the Beavers. Einzelman made 5 saves in that one, but again, the only time they gave up 3 goals against in 2018 was to Tufts. They've done it 3 times this year, but strong defensively so far today. Tufts with that one excellent opportunity back when it was 1-0. Heinzelman made 2 saves in quick succession. But since then, Tufts hasn't had much. Long toss all the way into the box, off a couple bodies, and that one a lot more dangerous than it needed to be for Tufts. Aiden Welsh got the last touch on it to clear it away. Beavers pretty dangerous off of set pieces today. Coming short for it is Grund. Sends it along, drops it off, shot, directed out of bounds. Another corner kick upcoming. Jumbos with some good ups again, but more corners coming for the Beavers. Corner numbers start to stack up in favor of Babson. Just 2 corners for the Jumbos, 3 times as many for the Beavers. Short take, smoked out of there by Daly, back out of bounds. Less than 5.5 now to go in the first. Beavers with goals from Keenan and Crompton, both their seconds on the season. Long throw again. More domes in the way. Raphael. There's another big old chuck. Ooh, it squeezes through the hands of the goaltender momentarily, and now it'll be tossed out into an area. Drop backwards for Cano. Nice head control down to Goss's feet. Jumbos will switch it over to the left-hand side. Tufts pretty good at moving the ball upfield quickly. But Beavers keeping their gaps right where they need to be. Starting the real pressure around 25 yards or so. Tufts wanted to call it midfield, not going to get it. Max Jacobs, dangerous scorer. Nice spin and a take through by Daly. Daly down the corner for Cano. Back to Daly. Little give and go. Centering feed. Last touch by Keenan. Got the foot in there to dislodge it. Another block from the Beavers. This will be a toss. 3.5 to go in the first. Another good look. Looking for a hand. Shot after the whistle. Beavers picked as the unanimous favorite in the NEWMAC preseason poll. 7 of the 8 first place votes. Cannot vote for your own team. Team has made the NCAA tournament 8 of the last 11 seasons. They've been even on this field this year. 2-2 overall here at home. This ball rainbows a mile in the air. Trying another one-time midair shot. Now Cano stopping with it. Waits for the waves to fly by. Jumbo's trying to push upfield for maybe a final time in this first half. Beavers get a steal. Good communication from the bench. Oh, the Beavers. Smith along with Dunn. Ball was booted away after the foul on the Beavers. 85 seconds to go in the half. .30-game unbeaten streak for Tufts, #1 ranked team in the country. Haven't lost since the 2017 NCAA quarterfinals. Again, they haven't lost in a regular season since September 30th of 2017. That was a 1-0 loss at Amherst. High chip, this one up and over the crossbar. 30 seconds to go in the first half. And it looks as if the Beavers are going to get out of this first half with this 2-goal lead intact. As Heintzelman lines it up. Maybe the final time he'll touch it here in this first.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Final seconds come off the clock of the first half, and the Beavers will head into the break with a 2-0 lead. It was Alex Crompton with his second of the year in the 11th minute, and then Keenan in the 27th minute, also his second of the year, to give the Beavers a 2-0 lead. We're going to take a break here from Hartwell Rogers Field. Bring you back with the final 45 minutes coming up in just a few.
I think we tried to stay with the schedule that they normally do. So they were actually on break, so they were doing this as an addition to what they typically do. So we were teaching at the Ganako Secondary School. It was 5 days of teaching. And so we went there, we woke up pretty early, drove there in this packed in vans. We had like 3 vans, packed tight. We started at 8 a.m. We would have our own little meeting beforehand at 7:30 to kind of get things together. I think there's around 115 students. And these students were the best students from the surrounding schools, the surrounding area. So they weren't all students that went to specifically Ganako Secondary School. They were from around the area. One of my students traveled like 2 hours to get to class each day, which is crazy. We had groups of 2 that would teach in the large classroom in the large subject, and so we would run. I was doing accounting and bookkeeping, the one that typically people don't want to do, but I was like, okay, I'm going into finance, it's fine. But we ran a big simulation in the large classroom kind of similar to what we learned in managerial accounting with the Lego simulation, different like material costs. We used folding paper boats as an example. And once it was in the small classrooms, we had the itinerary that each of us created beforehand, and then we'd teach that however we saw fit. In some classroom sessions, you notice you got a little bit more out of the students than you thought you would. So the big thing is obviously the language barrier. So their first language is Swahili. I used the chalkboard a lot. It was crazy. I felt like a college professor in a sense, where it's, I'm lecturing a little bit and then obviously kind of have to cold call here and there to see what's going on. What they were learning from me, I was learning from them. It was a two-way street in terms of that, where just learning about the issues that they had in their community was just very humbling to me and mind-blowing to think about, like, all right, we have our problems in the U.S., but it doesn't really compare in a sense to what they're dealing with. The project my students worked on was kind of farming and creating a subscription system for nutritional meals that they could go and use a wagon and they'd grow their own crops and then vegetables particularly, and then go village to village and sell it on a subscription basis. Enough vegetables that they could contribute to the village dinner or for each family. And we realized running the numbers that it was very profitable. So the whole idea that being able to use what I've learned here in entrepreneurship and then kind of teach that to them. There's the saying, you can give somebody fish and they'll eat for a night, but if you teach them to fish, they'll eat for a lifetime. So in that sense, giving them that value of education and how to run a business could help them.
2-0 Beavers set for the second half with visiting number 1 ranked Tufts University in town. And the defending national champions trailing for just the second time all year. Heading into the second half, at no point have they trailed by 2 goals until now. In fact, they've only given up 2 goals once this season. Beavers left to right for the second half, which is underway. Less than 45 to go in this one. That's, of course, extra time. But the Beavers have seen plenty of this year. But a 2-0 lead as we start the second half. Beavers team who won 12 games last year, 12-3-4, went undefeated in the NUMAC. On the regular season crown, 5-0-2 in the conference, before falling in the championship game. Jumbo's 30 straight games without a loss. Keenan bumps it ahead. This one ricochets off a body into the box. Heinzelman comes to take hold. Here's Joseph's shot from way outside, and I think whistle had blown. It might have been offsides. Beavers under head coach John Anderson in his 34th season. Been 500 or better in 15 consecutive years. Babson Athletics Hall of Fame, class of 2013. 400 plus career wins. This would probably be one of the bigger regular season wins if the Beavers are able to hang on and pull it off. And a long tenure for Coach Anderson, but long way to go. Still 2-0. And a goal kick, as Goss did a good job to protect the ball. Now a little bit slow to get up. Tufts has had an incredible not only run last year to the national championship, undefeated season, but over the last 5 seasons, 75 wins, 14 losses, 16 draws, winning percentage of nearly 80% over 5 years. It's a ridiculous winning clip for last year's NCAA champions. Scoring almost 3 goals per game. They've got none today. It's been a little bit slower on the offensive side as of late for Tufts. 4 goals in their last 3 games. 14 players who have scored, but none this afternoon. And that top scoring defense in the NESCAC has given up 2 in the opening half. Crompton's got a goal in this game. Touched it ahead for Josephs. Van Brewer. Josephs back into the box. This one up and over the top. Good energy coming from the Beavers bench and the stands as well. Figured the Jumbos would have a little bit more urgency coming out of the gate here, but hasn't necessarily been the case. Game still has a similar feel to what it was like in the first half. And that's pretty evenly played overall. It's just the Beavers have finished off their chances and Tufts hasn't. Beavers have been probably slightly better. Jumbo's working the right side. Left-footed chip into the box. Head is nowhere near the cage. And then helped on the save by Liam Hanlon. Hanlon, last year's NEWMAC Rookie of the Year. '18 All-Conference selection. Van Brewer take another corner kick. 5.5 minutes into this second half. Collins waiting for it at a clearing opportunity. Headed back towards the top of the box. Here's Raphael. Tasker and Van Brewer. Zach Lane chips it through. Nice ball, but Heinzelman first one to catch up to it. Trying to find Tanner Jameson on the streak. Tufts has won the last 3 between these two outfits, including 3-1 last year in Medford. First time the teams have played here at Babson since 2000. In the ECAC tournament quarterfinals last year. Or that year, I should say. Didn't meet between 2001 and 2016. Seven minutes into the second half. This one here's Van Brewer. Plenty of time to be patient with it. Tufts trailing by 2. First time in 2019. An 18-0-3 last year. Chip back into the box. off a couple of Beavers' heads. Tufts still with it in a dangerous area. Beavers have really defended well inside the box. Just that one real good scoring opportunity for Tufts and a big-time save from Heinzelman on that occurrence. Horned rolls it. This one fly to the sideline, out of bounds. Jumbo's team brought back 17 players from last year's national championship team, including their top 5 scorers, and 9 of their top 10 all returned. All-Americans Gavin Tasker, Joe Braun, who led the NESCAC in scoring last year, have nothing to show for today. Here is the aforementioned Tasker, centering pass. Beavers clear again. Back out to midfield. Off the back of Crompton. There's a foul. (26 0-4 in their last 30 games for Tufts. Crompton laterally trying to catch up to it is Arguello. Back towards Crompton's direction. Try to go up and underneath. Here's Tasker and Van Brewer. Lane with it at the top of the box. Chipped ahead. Beavers. Sound offensively. Skitter it out of bounds. It'll be a toss for Tufts. As we get our first substitution of the second half. And Ratson comes in for Ian Daly.
Now in for Tufts, number 15, Alex Ratson.
Tossed into the box. Chip down. Crompton. On the turn. Josephs can't catch up to it first. Collins waits on it. Josephs comes in. Arrow. And now Lane has it. 7 for the guys in blue and gray. Arguello. 5's going after it. Right side wing. Centering feed. Lane settles it. Tried to cut middle. Good defense. Grund tried to push him off of it. Now Grund again. Trying to create deception. Trickles in on Heinzelman. And he's been square to the shooters all afternoon. Coming up on 33 minutes to play. The lead is still 2 for the home team. Tufts has had their push. Haven't matched that scoring chance, though, that they had in the first. That was when it was a 1-goal game. Nice directionality on the chip. Incoming Tasker. More defense. Couple Beavers standing up to the task. Josephs settles it down. Shoots it all the way for Crompton. Arrow. Back up Raphael. Beavers certainly dedicated to the defense now. Up 2-0 here in the second. Plenty of guys back at all times. Crompton tries to body his man out of the play. Collins committed a foul. Free kick comes from in front of the Jumbo's bench. Van Brewer couldn't knock it down to the floor. Lane sends it back to the midfield circle. Tasker and now Lane, who's had a lot of touches here in this second half. And he'll get another. Tasker trying to go 1-on-2 and more defense. Holman got the takeaway, couldn't get it out of the box, but 31 minutes to go in regulation time. Beavers seem pretty content, trying to play defense first here. Collins stripped of it. Collins with 7 goals already in his sophomore season. Already been named 2-time NewMac Offensive Player of the Week, including last week. He's got 3 game-winning goals. About a third of the way through this second half. Tufts has controlled the pace of this second. Shots 11-10 right now in favor of Tufts. 3 saves from Heinzelman. One of them was spectacular. Now the 4th corner kick of the afternoon upcoming here for the Jumbos. .89 goals per game, top ranked scoring offense in the NESCAC. Trying to get there first. Heinzelman punched it to Van Brewer. Collins trying to outrun everybody. Collins into space. He's going to be out ahead. It's going to be 2-on-3. Gonna hold up, wait for everybody to catch up. Now basically a 5-on-5 game. Good ball for Josephs. Josephs back to the middle. Defense there, and it'll be a foul on the Beavers. And that's gonna be the way that they'll extend this lead. Playing defense first. There's Jumbo's getting more guys upfield, more space behind the D. If they're able to capitalize on one of those transition opportunities, extend this lead, it would be all but over. Arrow delivers it over for Lane, just in front of his own bench. Lane stepping through the middle. 2-0 Beavers. And another corner kick upcoming for the visitors. So the push is certainly apparent for the Jumbos. 8-0-1, 30-game unbeaten streak. Down 2-0. Beavers continue to defend extremely well inside the box. Communication has been on point. Their help defense has been there.
In for Tufts, number 17, Zach Seigelstein.
Got the first touch just about every time inside their own box. Another corner kick upcoming for the Jumbos. This their 6th.
That was a nice parabola. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. Oh, see, Tom.
Not sure exactly what's going on here. Trying to find some communication. One of the Grundle check in. Collins started to head out, and now he'll stay back in. Oh, so there's an injury down on the left far side. Substitution made, and we are good to go. Jumbo's, ooh, roller up and over the top. Heinzelman tracked that one well. Beavers lead is 2-0. Got the first one from Crompton in the 11th minute, Keenan in the 27th minute. Second goal of the season for both players. That's the scoring recap so far. Can they get another one? Shot. Oh, what a save. Harned got there. Now Collins picking up the loose rebound. Beavers still with another shot. This one sails too high. So as expected, the offensive chances, if they're going to come for the Beavers here in the second, coming in transition game. And that one probably the best save of the afternoon from Harned. As it stays a 2-0 game. Jumbos and head coach Josh Shapiro in his 10th season, trying to find some magic and a comeback. The 3-time NCAA champions, 2014, 2016, and 2018. Every other year for the last 5. Jumbo's going to have yet another corner kick.
Now in for Tufts, number 9, Max Jacobs, and number 14, Zach Trevorrow.
They've had like 4 in the last couple minutes. Van Brewer, take it again. Sails it. First touch, again Babson. Second touch towards the net. Heinzelman snatches it out of midair. Head coach Josh Shapiro, 2-time D3 National Coach of the Year, did it in 2014 and 2018. As his team down 2-0 this afternoon. Babson, good passing. Spreading it out to the far side. Tufts got a touch. Settle down for Mediedo. Well, bump check too much from Smith. Coming up on the halfway point of the second half. Clancy got it forward. Shella with a long ball. No one's there. Harned with a long toss. Adam Welsh, way too much on it, sends it into the bleachers. Now officially past the halfway mark of the second. Tufts 5-3, shot on goal edge, but 2-0 down on the scoreboard. Trying to extend their 30-game unbeaten streak. First time all season that Tufts has trailed by 2. And the second time they've given up 2 goals. Beavers given up three times this year. Only did it once last year against Tufts. But such strong defense this afternoon. Beavers get the call their way. It's in front of the coaches' chairs along the far side. Medito had a touch before it was sent out of bounds by the Jumbos. Beavers at 5-4-2 overall. Jumbos at 8-0-1. Another long flip toss from Smith. Shot after a whistle. There's been a fair amount of that today.
Now in for Babson, number 18, Andrew Josephs.
Josephs will check back in for the Beavers.
Now in for Tufts, number 6, Derek Eng. Number 11, Matty Cano. Number
Heinzelman
27,
tried to
Ian
punch
Dolly.
at it. He fell down in a heap. Daly off to the outside. Played back. A little saucer pass to the middle. And cleared out again by the Beavers. Babson playing on its heels a little bit here in the second half, but their defensive style has worked out plenty well. Ian Daly with another toss. Sends it in. Jumbos settle it. Trying to get a shot through, and that one did not get on. Straight out of bounds. And a goal kick coming for Heinzelman.
Now in for Tufts, number 18, Eric Ingersoll.
Little foul at midfield. Less than 18 minutes to play. And things start to get a little bit more urgent for the Jumbos very soon here. And the Beavers can take their time with every stoppage in play. Delivered into the box. Tufts tries to send it back out. Harned. Another good effort play on the catch-up. I think that was Smith defensively taking the correct angle and seen the buy-in there all afternoon from the Beavers. Lots of energy and quick onto the ball. Made good decisions with it as well. Also finished off their chances. Tufts has not. That's the difference in this game. Smith with another flip pass back into the middle. Only Jumbos are there. Off the head of Parilla. That one's smoked out. Sent for Dunn. Dunn tried to cut back to the middle. He forgot the ball. And this one's sent out of bounds. Should be a toss for Babson. Max Jacobs tied for the leading scorer on the team. Touched it through. Josephs tried to do the same going the other way. Now high in the air for Cano down the far sideline. And more defense, taking no chances, is Hanlon or Goss. Another corner kick upcoming for the Jumbos. This is their 8th. We've had 5 in this second half alone.
Now in for Babson, number 27, Alex Crompton.
You film for a sec so I can get done.
So 14 is going off for Tufts. Yep, it's going to be 28.
So the clock stopped. A little over 15 minutes to play. And a little substitution action for Tufts. As Sigelstein will now go down to take it. Added a few more seconds back onto the clock.
Now in for Tufts, number 28, Ian Sinkowitz.
A little slicer. In for the middle, Grund. Escaped the box for a second. Grund tried to poke it ahead. Sent out of bounds again by Tufts.
Now in for Babson, number 3, Ben Holman.
Holman comes back in. Ryan will be sent out. Well, handball is called. Maybe 25 yards out. Dangerous set piece area here for Tufts. Beavers have defended very well in these situations today. A little scooter, head flick, too high. Bombed up to midfield. Jumbos possess it again. They've had a ton of possession time in this second 45. Have no goals yet on the board. Beavers have been defending very well. Ooh, and a dangerous opportunity from way outside as Heinzelman has to leap. Kind of caught in his back on the post a little bit there. And that's the kind of stuff that the Jumbos got to start to get towards the net. Back in front.
Now in
Another
Tufts,
tip.
Number 5, Joe Brown.
Jacobs
Number 15,
couldn't get there.
Alex Rodson.
Tufts back to the middle. More heads are there. Liam Hanlon. Dribbled. Another deflection. Stopped by Hanlon. Trying to roll out of it is Ben Holman. Tufts relentless offensively. Sent back out. Ingersoll checks it along. Drew Stern will collect. And now Holman got taken down. He's going to lie on the ball. Now free kick upcoming from just inside the sideline here. Long one. A lot on that. Centering feed. Double head and then sent out by Holman. As the Jumbos continue to threaten. Have not been shut out this year. Their one tie was a 1-1 finish at Wesleyan. As Heinzelman goes up to snare it. Less than 11 minutes to go in the game. Still 2-0 Babson. Heinzelman kicked it up to the midfield circle. Tufts' urgency level should continue to rise. Good first step from Perilla. And Beavers win it back on the toss. Collins will come back in. Medito will check out.
Mitchell Collins.
Two 2-0 Beavers. Final 10 minutes of this second half. Babson trying to snap a 3-game streak at the hands of the Jumbos. Lost 3-1 last year. Trying to get their 6th win in their 12th game this season. Jumbos with 30 straight games unbeaten. That streak now seriously being threatened. Down 2 goals. Jumbo's going to sub back in probably for the final push with 8.5 to go.
Now in for Tufts, number 10, Brett Rojas, number 14, Zach Trevorrow, and number 20, Calvin Arrow.
Jumbo's down 2-0 late in this game. Had their best scoring opportunity back in the first half when it was 1-0. Steven Heintzelman with a brilliant save. Keep it 1-0 at the time. Added another one from Keenan, his second of the year. Jumbo's got to shoot a little bit earlier, waiting for the perfect shot down two. That's a better idea. Heintzelman came out. Second line of defense with Hanlon. Joseph's the only one forward here for Babson. Now Collins. Space is running out. He's just going to milk the clock by sending it towards a corner. Tufts trying to force the issue on the quick inbounds with 7.5 to play. Brett Rojas has got 7 points. Raphael Holman's the only one there for the Beavers. Ahead, Crompton tries to touch it back to his teammate. Tufts will have it, but the Beavers will play up at midfield for the next 7 minutes if they have it their way. Clock becoming an enemy here for Tufts. Sinkowitz drills it low. Crompton, good box out. Joseph's the only one ahead. Not trying to make any mistakes with it. Goss sends it out of bounds. Jumbo's continuing to make subs late into this match. Number one team on the verge of going down. Heintzelman grabbing hold at any chance he gets. Heintzelman boots it back out midfield. Holman almost full splits to stop that entry pass. Trevorrow try to get it in twice. This one out of bounds. Jumbos have another toss. It'll flick into an area. Tufts trying to find one. Heintzelman comes way out, stops it, gets back into his net. Finds some help. Centering feed. This one blocked by Collins. Another try and a second block. Back out to midfield with less than 5 minutes to go. Two big blocks. Collins made one up at the top of the box. As the ball made itself to the wide side. Would have been a shooting lane had he not stepped in. Joseph's with one knee on the ground. Almost escapes with it. Babson cuts off this passing lane. Sinkowitz back up. Tackle from behind. Jumbo's setting it up, but killing clock in the process. Drill to the back post. Off ahead. Heintzelman flares at it. Made the stop. The rebound is there. Arrow barrels down a man. Back up top. Rojas trying to catch up to it. Rojas took away his man. And sent out back by midfield. Foul came back. Beavers will take it because they're going to kill off some clock here. 3.5 minutes to play in this one. Babson leads 2-0. Goals from Crompton and Keenan. About to knock off the number one team in the country. Jumbos haven't lost since November of 2017. Haven't lost in the regular season since September of 2017. 30 straight unbeaten. 3 minutes away from that changing. Holman tried to cut it off. Tufts has got to get everybody forward now. Collins gets it back. Arrow tries to set it into the box. Hang time will kill a couple seconds off the clock. Heinzelman will come in and snag it up. 2 minutes to play in this one. Beavers have defended a fair amount in this second half. Tufts now doubling up the Beavers in shots, tripling up in shots on goal, but scoring opportunities have been just about even. Good, dangerous scoring opportunities at that. And the Beavers finished a couple in the first half. Less than 90 seconds to go. Jumbo's going to run Trevorrow over as he'll step in with the left leg. Trevorrow centering. That one, I think, caught the Beavers. And now the corner will come from the near side. Brett Rojas sends it back into play.
1 minute remaining.
Ping pongs off a couple of heads. Back down. Jumbo's got to get shots no matter where they came from. Crompton slides into this one, sends it back out to midfield. Sinkowitz into the box. Back in. Shot. Another one blocked. Tufts trying to find the back of the net. Back up top. Arrow. Gonna send it into the box. This one out of bounds, and that's gonna just about do it. It'll be another corner kick, but the Jumbos are down 2.
10,
Down to 10 seconds.
8, 7, 6.
Back in.
5,
Final header goes
4,
up and over the top,
2,
and this one is over. The Beavers have knocked off the #1 team in the country. And for the first time in 31 matches, the Tufts Jumbos have suffered a loss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final score for tonight's contest is Babson College 2, Tufts 0. Thank you for coming, and please drive home safely.
Beavers got goals from Alex Crompton, the 11th minute. And then in the 27th, got the second of the year from Eamon Keenan. And they win by a final score this afternoon of 2-0, downing the #1 ranked Tufts University Jumbos. First time that they've lost all year. First time that they've lost since November of 2017. And now fall to 8-1-1 overall, while Babson improves to 6-4-2. Both outfits will get back into conference play this weekend. Jumbos continue their road trip. They'll head down the pike, take on Amherst Saturday afternoon. Be another difficult one for the Jumbos, and then we'll finish the weekend with Hamilton on Sunday. Babson will be in the city to meet Emerson College on Saturday afternoon at 1. Final score, Babson 2 and Tufts 0. Thanks again for joining us this afternoon from Hartwell Rogers Field. I'm Craig White saying so long from Babson. This has been a presentation of Babson College Soccer here on BabsonAthletics.com.